So what we try to do here with this play area is to offer the chance for children to come in contact with the basic elements of the earth. And it's an invitation to children to come into nature. We were able to work here without disturbing too much of the trees, so there's big mature trees around us. The natural landscape forms part of the play area for children. And whereas it was primarily aimed to complement the work of the Science Centre just nearby, it's open to the public, free access, and therefore, as it's already shown in its first few months, has had hordes of children coming here to experience their first contact of getting really stuck into nature.
What we try and do when we're designing a space to be as natural as possible is to ensure that the formal elements of the play equipment, the steel and the wood that we bring in, sit really comfortably in their environment. And I suppose that what we try and do is use the equipment as an invitation or a welcoming signal to children and adults that this is a place to play.
The brief from the client here was to have an outside area to go with a STEM centre here, which is trying to encourage children into getting more into science. And what we were asked to create was an area where children could play. It wasn't to learn, it was to play, but the main thing is they're intuitively learning about things which are scientific. Water is an absolutely wonderful element, one of the best for children to play. They can play for hours with water. So many characteristics. It has sound, it has colour by reflection, it has movement, it can go fast, it can go slow. It's a giver of life. It is absolutely fundamental that children are allowed to play with water. The other wonderful thing about this water type installations is it creates social interaction. I can't do what I'm doing here unless the pal I've just met pumps that water up there. Come on, faster, I need more water to turn this wheel. And together we can do it. Or maybe two or three things, moving the gates here and there and the other way. Together we can do these things and then we make new friends.
It's great to have a piece like this in an outdoor setting, and I think it puts things into real context. And this is one of two xylophones that we have in the park. We also have a stone xylophone, which creates lovely music, but also lets you check when we talk about the soundness of stone. When you check and you hit it and you actually listen for the particular sound that you get. So this one here with the fruit trees lets them look at materials, think about different materials, the different sounds that you get from them. And eventually, I hope to be able to run workshops that explore sound and vibration in the classroom setting, but then bring them out and actually explore it in a real, an outdoor setting. And I think it really puts the learnings into context. Basically what we have here, giant magnifying glass here, reinforced perspex, and basically when this is lined up, it captures the sun's rays and it focuses it into a beam here. And if you just focus that just right, what you can actually do is you can actually then start to show how strong that energy from the sun is. And it's actually a really key piece because obviously if you don't use it properly, it could be quite dangerous. And I think that's where some teachers are being a little bit nervous about this particular piece. And I always try to, when I'm talking to the school children about it, it's about teaching and it's about being responsible and understanding the science of what's going on here so that they know how to be careful and how to be responsible and how things like this we can actually create fire. This is the Archimedes screw, which is another really, really popular piece of equipment. Great for getting children to work in teams. So they'll start up at the top, they'll pump the water down the lead, it will flow down the lead and it'll come down into this pool here. They then have to work out how to get the water from the bottom up to the top using this screw action of the Archimedes screw. It's fantastic that using something, a piece of engineering that comes from ancient times, we still use today, and it's fabulous that the children can actually operate this and actually see the water flow. One fantastic bit of feedback that I had a few days ago, we had some visitors on the estate who were directed down to the park by a family who were here just to visit, and the little girl who said she loved the play park. She said that she always thought she wanted to be a scientist, but she absolutely was going to be a scientist now. So you can't get much better feedback than that.
So this is my favourite bit of the play space, created by our wonderful landscapers, by Lewis from Endrick Landscapes. Loads of stone, water, mud. Children couldn't be happier. It's so simple and yet so big and sculptural. and children can feel for balancing across the rocks and tippy-toeing and feeling for wet and dry and slippy and not slippy, and also just the excitement of a great big release.